Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome back to, again, our daily Mirror Dungeon, Limbus Company Mirror Dungeon, whoever you are, wherever you're watching from, or whenever you're watching the stream. Today is going to be a achievement run. I already see you there. Hello, Ghostface Man Shorts. How are you doing? Today's going to be an achievement run, the final one for the loadout. Now, I had planned to complete every single achievement and then click claim all and get like big bonus here, big number moving here, but I accidentally clicked one, so that's already ruined, well, partially. But today's achievement is a very interesting loadout one. We are going to be looking to defeat the Charm, Wonder, and Doubt textbook, Blade and Artwork, and the Unsevering Fiend pack with bosses, with 3 or more the House of Spiders identities with LCB Ryoshu in our loadout, not counting backup units incompletable by read routines. In other words, we're going to be doing Kanto 9 packs with Ryoshu, her two nurse fathers that we have available right now, and the 2 apprentices. So LCB Ryoshu is going to be on our fighters, and together with these 4 here, she's going to go on a wonderful family trip. Now, on the spirit of these daily ID mirror dungeons, we are going to study the IDs again. We're going to take a quick look at them, but we already used them before, so we pretty much know how they work, but let's begin. We're going to start with Ryoshu herself, because she's the simplest. There is not really much to talk about her. She is a base ID. She has not the very best attacks here in terms of numbers. We have an 11 roller with a single coin. We have a 13 roller with a damage bonus conditional. And then we have a 14 roller that gives her 20% damage bonus for every slash attack that she has on combat start. Not much to say here. She can get up to a 50% damage bonus by using the brushstroke first, followed by splatter, which if the target took damage this turn, she deals additional damage, which is always very nice. And she has a basic evade of 12. Not really much to talk about here. Now, what we do have a lot to talk about is the 2 nurse fathers and the 2 apprentices. For starters, we're going to go with the infamous Yiseng, House of the Spiders nurse father Yiseng, with his funny 9-coin skill. Now, House of Spiders Yiseng, together with his apprentice, is a very simple ID. I criticized it many times in the past, and I still do. It is the equivalent of jingling keys in your face. You have a certain way they want you to play this character, and if you don't, you get punished if you decide not to go that way. So, the basic of this ID is the following. Every turn, you're going to get a skill in your dashboard that is going to get marked, and an enemy on the field that is also going to get marked. If you use the skill that is marked, or attack the guy with any skill that is marked, you complete your prescript. If you manage to do both of those at the same time, using the marked skill against the marked target, you get better bonuses. Every time you complete a prescript, you're going to gain a buff called Grace of the Prescript. That gives you 1 offense level up for every 3 stacks, and it only stacks up to 9. So theoretically, you'd have to hit the enemy with the marked skill 9 times, or hit the target 9 times. It only works once per skill, so can't get multiple Graces of the Prescript with a multiple coin skill. However, if you target hit the target with the marked skill is used against the marked target, you gain 3 Graces of the Prescripts, leading you to gain 3 offense level up in 3 turns if you keep following the prescripts. Now, if you fail to follow the prescripts, you're going to gain something called Karmic Consequences, which gives you defense level down and fragile. It stacks up to 100, and you lose a defense level down every 10 stacks and gain fragile every 20 stacks, leading you to have a negative 10 defense level down, which is, extra damage you're going to be taking, and gaining 5 stacks of fragile, which is a 50% damage weakness that your character is going to have. Of course, it is pretty much impossible to fail the prescripts, mainly because this character, both of the index, really, have really easy conditions to fulfill their prescripts. There's no gimmick about it. Either use the marked skill, or hit a target that is marked, and you're going to proceed on the levels of unlock. Now, the only thing that is more unique to him is the fact that, unlike the Index Apprentice, he can recover from stagger. The Index Apprentice also can recover from stagger, but she gets Karmic Consequences for doing so. Hello, Acidic Trauma. And the other thing that he has special is that every time he uses the marked skill, he gains 1 procuration. Every time he hits an enemy with a unbreakable coin, he also gains procuration. And once he gets up to 9 procuration and he's on unlock level 2, I believe, 2 or 3, you get to use Ryoshu. Now, his skills are very simple. He has escalation based on poise on self or sinking on target, 2 levels on both of his attacks, and 2 levels on all of his skills, 1, 2, and 3. And he does have a skill tree, which is kind of forget it exists. All of his skills are basically the average for skills. We have a 11 roller, we have a 16 roller, and we have a skill tree that it's a bit more wild how it rolls. This one in particular is a 17 roll. His defense skill is an evade, with a 14 power evade, 4 base, 10 coin. And if he's on unlocks level 3, he gains troop coin power. But if you want to accelerate your unlock level, you can always use the evade before you are ready to, before you're on unlock level 2, which will unfortunately give you karmic consequences, which again makes you weak, but allows you to, you know, trade a little bit of survivability for a little bit more off damage. Go, just pump their iron and be whatever it may. Very simple idea to use. Same for Dawn here. As long as you follow the funny symbol and mark the mark target, you're not going to get the negative karmic consequences, which is we did a run with both of them before. We only got karmic consequences at the very end because I think a target died before it could hit him because he got exploded and we couldn't target him. So that's the only time we got any karmic consequences. Same thing here. Attack mark target, use mark skill, you will gain Grace of the Prescripts. As you gain Grace of the Prescripts, you're gonna go into your demon mode, and once you're into your demon mode, your attacks change to slash, and they become somewhat a little bit more powerful. Not much to say about this ID. I do not like the index IDs because there's not much you can do. If you try to do something different with them, you get punished with karmic consequences, which makes you weaker, and whenever you decide to use defensive skill, you also get weaker. So I do not like the index IDs, but they are very powerful. Not because they roll absurdly high, but because they gain a shit ton of offense and damage ups. And that's not even to say the funny Furioso, which is powerful, but not that powerful. Why do I say it's not that powerful? Well, for starters, it doesn't roll that high. It's a 3 base power with 3 coin power. Even if it has 9 coins, that is a 30 roll. He rolls 30 with his skill. Not counting all the other shit that is all here. Don't forget that. And it is unfocused volley. Against a single target, sure, it is powerful, but against multiple targets, it's a little lackluster. One thing that he has is additional clash power, so it technically is rolling a 33 on a clash, which is pretty nice. But again, 9 coins, that is 5% chances of you losing 3 power on it. In any case, it is a powerful skill. Not saying it's like, oh, it's not that powerful, but it's not that powerful, honestly. It's not that great. It is showy, and he dominates on the early game, but not that. Hello, G5K. Now, let's move on to a more interesting character, shall we? Honglu, House of Spiders, Nurse Father. Now, this one here is a lot more interesting and a lot more fun to play. He is a new generation charge unit. What do I mean by that? Well, what I call a new generation charge unit, which is probably not a name, but how I'm going to call them, have a mechanic that every time they use a set amount of charge in combat, they gain charge potency, and they gain bonuses based on that. So as the battle goes on, the more charge you use, the more powerful the character becomes. Lord House of Spiders Ring Nurse Father Honglu is one of those, although his charge is Corpus Ingredient. It's unique charge. Sorry. It is a unique charge. Every time he deals HP or shoot damage, he gains charge count. If the target is skilled, he gains charge. And every time he consumes 10 charge, he gains 1 potency, meaning that when the potency is above 2, he gains Artwork Tibia, which empowers him, gives him a buff. So he, much like all the other IDs we ever seen, we escalate over time. Let me argue out of Jane Dope and ride a cyclone. I don't know what that is. Anyway, and nothing much to say about him. He has a buff for bringing Albina with us. He has a reuse of his skill 2 that only activates if the target has 5 types of negative effect. He has a skill 3 that is very nice, and it becomes unbreakable and becomes an AoE. And he has his massive, gigantic AoE on a timer. The timer works as this. Every time he enters the game, we gain 21 viewing the tableau. When the ring faction allied identity uses a skill, he loses 1 of that, including himself. So, no, not including himself. Once we run out of time, once all the stacks of viewing the tableau are completed, he gets access to his big attack, which he can only use once. However, after the attack is used, we gain something called Somatic Friction Inspiring Melody, which gives us Clash Power and a 10% damage bonus. It's not the greatest bonus in the world, but it is a pretty damn nice bonus. For Albina, again, I'm not going to in depth about these units. We've already seen them before. Maybe when I do the reruns for ID studies, we're going to look at again, explain all their mechanics and understand it. Albina essentially has 2 modes, defense mode and damage mode. When she is in defense mode, she is tankier. And when she's, of course, here we go, gain Iron Maiden, which gains her protection, gives her defense level up, shoot HP equal to 5% of her current HP, and when she's hit by someone, the last coin will deal pierce damage equal to 20% of the coin damage and inflicts bleed. So she's tanky, she reflects some damage when she's hit and applies a little bit of bleed. Of course, once she gains Artwork Fascia, which she acquires after using 20 charge in the combat, she goes into her damage state. It makes her faster, deals 20% more damage, and change all her skills to a different version of it, which are pretty much the same, honestly. They are both pretty much the same, but one deals a little bit more of damage based on how many negative effects the enemy has. So, again, this is it for our review here. We're not going to go too in depth. We already reviewed these IDs. We're now going to deploy right away into the Mirror Dungeon, because with 2 Nurse Fathers and 2 Apprentices and Ryoshu, I don't think we need any support, but for the sake of this, the run, since I always do that, let's see how we can reinforce that. We are using a Poise, Sinking, Bleed, Charge team. Charge and Bleed from House of Spider's Ring, and Sinking and Poise from the Index, and Ryoshu is pure Poise. So I think we should reinforce Ryoshu because this is her family trip, so he should become, stronger. Let's start with Merso, because he's not going to be deployed. So Merso can need to support either Bleed, Sinking, Charge, Poise, Bleed, Sinking, Charge, Poise. That's pretty much it. Bleed, Sinking, Charge, Poise. We could take the Ring Fauve Student, which allows us to inflict defense level down, and I'm pretty sure we can generate those sins, and we're going to go with that. For Heathcliff here, we have Multicrack Office Fixer, which would give us more charge count as long as we deploy someone first. For Ishmael, Charge, Sinking, Poise, Bleed. Edgar Family Butler would give us some damage up on enemies with Sinking. Kurokumo Clan Captain would give us some Bleed on the Lust Resonance. I'm gonna go with the Edgar Family Butler for extra damage on Sinking. Rodion stays the same for the extra damage. Sinclair is going to go straight up for the damage bonus. You usual suspects here. I like finishing my kills fast, and I like having healing on Clacked Wind. Even though we have a full team now, we don't actually need healing. So far, so good. Let's just deploy and get on with it. Today, we're not going to go 10 floors, sorry. We're only going to go enough to get the achievement. That is, we need Charm, Wonder, and Doubt, Textbook, Blade and Artwork, and the Unsevering. Means we're going to be looking for gifts as we go. Now, I am going to go ahead and get ourselves some Poise gifts right away, because everyone needs to get a little bit of power. Actually, no, we don't need it. We have a full team. We don't need to take any gifts. Come on. When we have a full team that is 5 fighters, we don't really need to start with a gift, because we're no longer in the problem where, oh, I'm going to get attacked one-sidedly and there's nothing I can do. No, we're good. We're good. Let's see here. We need money. Money is always nice. So let's go get that the golden urn. Right, first we're going to deploy Honglu because he's a charged unit to get the benefit from multi-crack office fixer Heathcliff, which applies to the first deployed ally to give him more charge count. Followed by the other nurse father, and let's put Ryoshu at the dead last. What is everyone doing on this fine Saturday? I haven't had the chance to do many things. I was going to edit the Matthias video today, since we encountered him on that Extreme Mirror Dungeon. I wanted to make a video, funny video about him, and explaining how to get through his counter. Sorry. Been playing mostly Abiotic with my friends all day. It was really fun. And yeah, that's pretty much what I did all day. I went to sleep late, woke up late, played Abiotic with my friends. I was supposed to do a lot more things around the house, but I forgot to do them. But that's Saturday is always nice. All right, our family trip starts now. Ah, man. Sorry. I don't have much to say today. Like I said, didn't do much of nothing today. I really wanted to do some more things, but since my friends wanted to play Abiotic and I wanted to play Abiotic with them, we spent most of the time playing Abiotic and we had a tremendous time. Now I have to, after finishing this dungeon, I'm gonna have to, catch up after lost time, clean up the house, make dinner, try to start editing the video a little more so I can get it out by this weekend. Yada yada. Yeah, we have 2 skill trees here. Let's go for that. Not much to say here, especially on the first floors, because with the nurse fathers on the field, it's 2 of them. And nothing on the first 5 floors are gonna give us any trouble, unless it's extremely overpowered or some shit. But yeah, we're good. It's gonna be an easy achievement. It just, do you have these units? If you don't, well, you can't complete this achievement. It's the last achievement on the loadout section, and pretty much one of the last achievements I have to do, honestly. There's only 2 more achievements to do, 2 or 3 more. One of them is complete the Mirror Dungeon level 10 10 times. We only did 6 because, I don't do a lot of Mirror Dungeons Extreme or Mirror Dungeons level 10. And deal 20,000 damage in a single hit, which I'll probably do when I do an Extreme Mirror Dungeon. I kind of want to do it with Hong Lu because I like that idea a lot. He's very fun to use and he's very aesthetic. Thirsty. Very thirsty today. I only ate chocolates today. Yeah, well, that's wrong with me. I need to make some actual food after this. Because we bought some groceries, and every time we buy groceries, we make let's buy a chocolate bar for each of us, all right? And then we take both chocolate bars, which are different flavors, cut it in half, and each one of us here at home get a half of it. But since I woke up late and didn't do any food, we only been nibbling on chocolate the entire day, so I started to feel the effects. I started to feel the effects of being moved only by fat, sugar. It leaves kind of like a hollow feeling in your body. Yes, you have energy. Yes, I'm moving, but I feel a little empty. It's like running on fumes. Which again, chocolate was very useful for soldiers to keep up their energy. So it comes as no surprise I'm feeling a little hollow. After I'm gonna make something good, something delicious. After all, I'm doing the cooking here, and I haven't been dedicating myself to cooking that much lately. I haven't been dedicating myself to a lot of things other than streaming for you, my dearest audience, much lately. I have to get my shit together, as people say. Gotta get back to my studies, gotta get back to video editing, and playing other games as well. I wanted to stream something in the afternoon. Could have streamed the Abiotic Factor stream, but I didn't think of that at the time. I didn't, prepare a stream for that or anything like that. I should have, but didn't. Well, in any case, tomorrow we're gonna have the return of the tabletop, and no worry not. The tabletop, I am also planning to do a series out of videos, explaining exactly how the characters got to that point, make an introductory video of how the tabletop works, some other people that made way better videos than that than me, but I want to make my own and also explain part of the story how we got to the point where we are. Because last time on the tabletop, we are in the outskirts with my character and Lowen and Austin fighting some robotic creatures. And so I want to explain how did we get to this point, how the story has progressed so far, some story beats of it, and just have like an introduction so you're not completely lost if you watch it. And then pick up the videos, the streams themselves for the tabletop and trim them, edit them a little bit, and put them as like episodes of actual tabletop that we're doing. Getting 100 subscribers, I feel very motivated to do things to the channel, and I'm working slowly through them. Again, today was a bit of a waste day, but I wouldn't call anything that I had fun with my friends wasted, even if I did just sitting here on my computer when there was sunlight outside and things to do, just playing with my friends. I had fun, and that's all that matters, and that's all that will ever matter. If I enjoyed myself. Nothing I had to do was super urgent either, but still leaves that, that feeling like, oh, maybe I should have done this instead of sitting here all day. But I don't. I've learned to grow past this. Hey, it's the 2 gifts we usually buy at the beginning, just waiting for us here. Oh, nice. Thank you, game. That is really nice. Thank you. Anyway, off to the first floor. Charm, Wonder, and Doubt isn't going to show up until we get like floor 3, I believe. 3 or 2. Oh, it's this guy. Kill him. Nothing to do here. And yes, we are unfortunately reaching a point of the Mirror Dungeon dailies that I am hitting damage and win rate a lot more than I did before, which contradicts the whole thing I said I don't like to win rate, but in some instances of battle, there is really, it's just save time. Like, what am I going to do? Target every attack individually in this stage where the enemy just has a single slot and I don't have to worry about it? Maybe this week we have 2 nurse fathers, right? The next nurse father that's coming is Otias. There's Valentina still to go, and I guess Ryoshu counts as a nurse father. We could make a solo run with every nurse father. Maybe an extreme solo run, because they're powerful. They're gonna get through the dungeon very easily. So it wouldn't be like a 4-hour stream. Probably, hopefully, maybe. But we could make the Nurse Father extreme run this next week to really, Otias is coming out, so let's see. If Otias is coming out this week, would you be open to open testing out other people's scenes and help them improve their stream? Yes, I would. If you make a request, I can make it, because again, we ran out of IDs to analyze, so. And of course, there's Matthias coming out, Otias, but yeah, if you post a team, I will give it a go. Actually, I can make a Google form and make a public post about it. You write down your team, and I will use it. Let's go with Voodoo Doll. Voodoo Doll is always excellent because, again, enemies with less than 50% HP lose true power, and that's very important. Now, I'm fairly sure the textbook, the things we're looking for, are not present in the second floor, so it doesn't matter what we choose. Let's go for Falling Flowers. That gift is always powerful. More money is always more nice. Always nicer. I say wrong on purpose. Oh, I know what, the Acid Trauma, that is an excellent idea. I'm going to prepare Google Forms. Not this weekend. This weekend, I'm going to do whatever I want. Tomorrow, going to be the tabletop, and then probably a mirror dungeon for me to have fun. Lots of fun with it, with my favorite goobers. And then this Monday, Monday or Sunday night, Monday morning probably, I will make a public post with a Google form that you can fill out, and you can put your team your 12 sceners you want me to use, and I'll give it a whirl, see how they go, and just let's see how these guys go. But I should put Ryoshu as the first deployed if it wasn't for the Heathcliff bonus for a charge unit, so that she, get more slots. Another thing that I keep talking about that I want to make is the video about teaching the combat system and all the stuff, which is coming, but I have to practice a little bit more with recording and editing videos, which not something that is on my skill set, but I'm trying. Like, I made the intro for my 100 subscriber video and the random clips, and I don't know if it was good. I think it was good, but it is. I'm making it. I'm slowly working through it. I'm writing a script for some videos as well, which is something I also never did. And I don't know how to really organize my thoughts in, paper, except for tabletop, which is something I already used to doing. So maybe I can take a page from that. Learn say how I organize my tabletops and organize a video like that. Then record it, edit, post it, and success. We do need to get some more videos out on the channel to attract more attention. As of now, I only have a few clips from random shit I did, and the 100 subscribers one. Most of my videos are ancient, though. Most of them are when I play Lethal Company with my friends. There's some Monster Hunter in the mix, some stuff, random stuff. Because right now, most of my streams have been nothing but Limbus, and I do love Limbus Company Project Moon, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I also sometimes want to try streaming something else, but I have to find the time to do so. For example, I tried streaming Gloomwood last weekend, I believe. I go look at the stream, no one was interested, but it was a fantastic game, so I'd say, I'm going to play it on my own time. Haven't played it yet. Haven't gone past the part where I pause on the stream, because, again, life's been busy. Just for gift or money. But yeah, I want to try streaming some other games, but I don't know which, because there is the issue that I have to see if my computer is able to sustain streaming the game and playing the game, or else it becomes a problem that I had with Gloomwood, which was exactly the encoder for OBS overloads, and then it gets the footage gets real choppy. The video gets real choppy, frame rate goes down, and it's bad. It's bad. It's bad enough that it bothers me a lot, and I'm not gonna say. I know there's a lot of people that do streams with like the frame rate fucked up, but it bothers me a lot that I don't want to give anyone like a bad experience watching a stream. I already have a bad enough computer, and I know how it is to play like sub 20, sub 10 FPS as I had at one point. But one day in the future, I was saving up money for it to get myself a nice, beefier computer that can run shit. Like, I think I would be very happy if I managed to run like Helldivers in a good quality and stream it at the same time. I'm not talking about photorealistic. I'm looking for a supremely powerful computer that can render the very stars out of the universe and simulate the said universe at the same time. No, I just want a beefier computer that can stream good and run a good game at the same time. But with the way things are going, it's a very distant project future. It is one of, when I started this year, I set up some goals here on my wall. I wrote them down, marked them down. One of them was streaming, which I'm doing. Thank you. And it's going very well. Thank you all for being here. I wanted to learn Japanese. I wanted to make a mod for Deep Rock, which I haven't started yet because it's an entirely different thing to learn. Wanted to learn Japanese. Started going with a teacher. Had to stop, but I'm still studying from time to time. And I wanted to buy a new computer. I did have some money saved up in a account, very little of it. I'm gonna need like maybe 4 times what I have saved right now. But my job as a teacher doesn't pay really well, but I should really be looking for another school that pays a little bit better. Or, a different job. There are some opportunities for me to get a normal 9-to-5 job that would pay very well, but I had a really, really bad experience with the last 9-to-5 that I was, because it really wasn't my field. It was, OBS system, very nice. We don't inflict rupture yet, so fluorescent lamp can skip. Broken Revolver, I'll just get it to have it. And Angel's Cut is garbage. All right, let's enhance the OPS system. And the dolly. But yeah, anyway, slowly we work toward our objectives. It's nothing urgent. I still have my computer. It works well. It can stream Limbus. It can stream a few other games with no problem, which I should go back to them at some point, like I Divine Cybermancy and some others that I have installed here. And, you know, much like stocks, you have to diversify your assets. If I sink it all into Limbus, sure, it's something I like, enjoy, and lots of people seem to like and enjoy it as well. But I want to do some other things as well. Maybe something else will catch on, it'll be interesting. And I do want to do that. It will be fun. Seeing Ryoshu get hit there, my mind instantly went like, wait, why the fuck is Heathcliff not beating whoever attacked my ally? And I realized, oh, I'm not running Ricardo Heathcliff here. I think the only keyword we have in common with all of these units deployed right now is the fact that they are all slash units. Like, Dawn is blunt at the start of the game, and then she becomes slash. Everyone in, you know, Index Nurse Father is a mix of everything. Has no fixed damage type. Write down that idea about the Google Forms. Tibia Melodia. I still can't believe how much fucking anime bullshit Index Dawn is with the giant shadow claws. You are marked for death, Fox. That means we get to hit you. We're still not quite there with the ability to inflict 5 different ailments for Honglu to reuse his Q2. Alright, just kill it now. Kill, kill, kill. Kill Slay, they were foxing. You know what? Since I play a lot of games with my friend, and some of these games I can stream, maybe I should just do impromptu streams where I just say, let's start, let's play it, bam, just like that. No 5 minutes timer, no nothing, just, hey, I'm gonna play this game with my friend, boom, let's stream it. Just hit the stream, get some basic configurations going, and just pop it, just like that. This means I would have to change the title of my Twitch channel, which every stream is titled for whatever I'm playing. If I just put G4 stream, it might be okay. I don't know. I'll check that out. Plans for the future. I'm gonna talk to them. All right, we have to pack search here, but I'd rather keep my Starlight. Let's try to refresh. No luck. That means we're gonna have to go for Charm, Wonder, and Doubt. The first pack of the Kanto 9 packs. That means we're going to be fighting a lot of mannequins. We're going to be fighting a lot of mannequins. Yep. That's right. Yes, sir. All right, mannequin time. Mannequin time. If we are targeting an enemy that has these particular block, he will get empowered next turn, and so we're not attacking them. Oh, I forgot the Honglu has an assist defense. That's very important. Yum flesh. I'm so full of human flesh. Yum. But there is a problem. Karmic consequences if we... Again, I hate the index, nurse, father, and apprentice because, I don't want to attack this guy, right? But this is an unfocus encounter. And since he's the fastest, he automatically targets the first guy in the field. If I attack him with his clashable guard, he will get the buff. Of course, being the nurse father, we don't really care about that, but again, it pisses me off because I don't want to give the enemy any advantage. If I can avoid attacking their defenses to give them the buff, I will do so. But unfortunately, these annoying little index links, they will gain karmic consequences if they don't follow the prescript every turn. It's not a matter of it's going to horribly affect me and give them massive power-ups. This is like the third floor of the mirror dungeon, so it's not going to be a problem, really. It's more of a fact that I don't want to give the enemy the advantage if I know I can avoid it. But here I am forced to make a subpar decision in combat because the index demands me to use the little blue stars. So they're not very fun IDs to use, except if you want to like turn off your brain and just let the game win by default. Ryoshu, you cannot die. You have to protect your daughter so that she can turn her into a blender. Oh boy, here go I turn off in my brain again. I'll just follow the blue star. Nice 5% there, buddy. What are you dogs doing? What's up the 5% today, huh? Take the little piece of flesh, feed it to the sword. Now strip. Right, more mannequins, more fighting, more killing. May the slaughter never ends. I was playing Vermintide with my friend yesterday, and it's currently having the Scold event for Warhammer. And whenever you go into the stages, there's a little Scold you can pick up, and when you pick them up, it gives you a temporary buff, which is refreshed every time you kill an enemy or pick up another skull. If you pick up another skull, however, you gain another buff that is very powerful, and you can do that up to 5 times. But if you let the buffs end, and they're all synchronized in their duration, if you let them end, you gain a debuff based on how many buffs you had that drains your health. It can't kill you, but it can easily empty your entire health bar. And it's funny because, you pick up the skulls, and as long as you're killing, you'll keep up the buffs. And they are very nice to have. But then, the moment everything goes quiet, and there's no more enemies, or you have to make progress through like a lift or something that forces you to not fight, you just lose all your health. fun to play that event, but losing all my health, nah, I'm good. If I have a health potion, it's not a problem, but still. Oh yeah. Finally, we get to see the cool attack. Usually he kills enemies so fast that we don't get to see the big attack. That was the final act. It was the closing time after all. Right. Crown of Roses now inflict rupture. Hello, Moises, how are you doing? All right, let's take the upper path. We got this guy. We're gonna slime him. We're gonna slime him and take his shit. His shit is kind of bad. Only the blue Zippoliter is good, but here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we gotta break his limbs so he doesn't run away like the coward he is. On floor 12, Mercer is fighting Blubbering Toad and Trauma Shoot. Eagle Gift is saving me so unbelievably hard, G4. If you're fighting Blubbering Toad, you can just let Mercer lose all his sanity and have him corrode. That is free attacks, incredibly powerful attacks. Another thing you can look for Blubbering Toad is there some of his attacks have a on use or against enemy, it heals your SP. There's one or two of them. Right. We're not going to let him run away, so we're going to attack that arm of his. I chose Refraction Payway 1 block back. Yeah, just have Glupo corrode him. He obliterates Glupo, and then by the time you kill the Glupo, once you get to the second boss, which only has 3 attacks, you can probably recover your sanity. As long as you recover your sanity on the second fight, which if you're using Gun Merceau, he has an evade to avoid the attack that incapacitates him, you're good to go. Hey, you doing good, Wayward Passenger? You're about to do your high space rip space. High space super hyperspace. Kill him before he does that. It's always a joy to fight Glupo, especially if you're doing a solo run, because Glupo forces you to lose sanity, and you can just accept that you're going to lose sanity and say, okay, go ahead and make me corrode. All the attacks are going to go target you. Yeah, once you get to extreme levels, you're going to get plus coin powers. There's little you can do, but still. I mean, I'm just saying, that is the strategy I usually employ when I fight Glupo. I just let him corrode me if I'm running solo. If I'm not running solo, then I don't do that, because that's a mistake. That's what I do sometimes. I didn't put a coffee on the stove, did I? I hope I didn't. Again, the chuds from the index really want to give the enemy the advantage. Fine. The team is powerful enough that we can give the enemy a little bit of an advantage and not worry about it. Swing down the big sword. One thing about the Coin Power Plus is that while it's an incredibly powerful buff for the enemies that don't have sanity still have a fixed 50% chance to not use that coin because, you know, they are abnormalities. They don't have sanity. Which is, again, you're at the mercy of a coin toss, which sucks, but there's always a chance the enemy aren't going to do their best, but it's luck reliant, so there's not much to say about it. But never take coin unless you really are forced to. But again, Extreme Mirror Dungeon, you are going to be forced to because the enemy needs their buffs. Prepare to see a lot of mannequins. We're going to fight these guys a lot because every Canto 9 pack has the same guys. All right, go my chuds for the index. Clear. Ooh. It's almost closing time. Next time is term closing time. Well, this family trip really just feels like, oh, the mannequins ran out of control. We gotta clean them up. Gotta clean them up from messy of the mess that Honglu did or Callisto did. There's so many mannequins, we have to take care of them. Do your thing, Faust. Oh no. Well done, done. Indiscriminate art activates. Nope. The prescript demands it activates. There we go. Ryoshu's passive is on. All right, see you in a bit. I'll take you a pork chop later. I'll be done quickly here, okay? It's not a long stream today. Faith is very good. Faith is incredibly good. But again, it is one of the tier 4 keywordless gifts, and they're all good. Don, how did you get karmic consequences? You didn't? Oh, you probably lost a clash. But you used all the marked skills. What's going on here? Faust 2. Beautiful. Dagger hand. Blast. Closing time. And we don't get to see the big bone come out again. Isn't like all the Nurse Fathers has a similar timer to unleash their big powerful attacks? Because we got the closing time just now, and Furioso's coming out next. What's up? Não, lá em cima carregando. Painkiller? Stop licking me, dog. No, you're not. No. Go away. You're not jumping on the table. Bad dog. All right, let's see what we got here. Since we all use Slash, I think it's only fair that we mix up for Slash with the gifts that we do not use. Let's see. We use Sinking, we use Shard, we don't use Rupture. Tremor we also don't use. What else could we sacrifice here? It's a patrolling flashlight. Let's get a Slash. Slash Thunder Memory. Not what I wanted, but I'll take it anyway. Unfortunately, we cannot make this fusion that is currently available there because we do not have 5 charge units. Let's see what else we got. Reverberation would be nice, but we're not going too far into the string. Let's take this. Let's take the Scalpel. Everyone in the team Slash, so the more Slash we have, the better. Let's upgrade the Scissors, because I think it affects other units. There we go. 4th deployed unit gains more power. There we go. The 4th unit is gaining a lot of bonuses. Who's the 4th? Is it... Let's make Ryoshu the 4th one, so she gains 2 buffs. That's very nice. She needs those buffs. She's a base ID amongst the Kanto 9 IDs, so she's completely getting mogged here. It's this guy again, but it's the empowered version of him. Oh, I do. Alright, which parts are marked? This one and this one. Here we go. Thank you. Cool. All right. I got myself an apple. If any of you are doctors, it's time to leave. I have an apple. Once again, bad habit of eating on stream that I have. Sorry, not sorry, I'm hungry. Once again, the streams happen during dinner time, so I have eaten nothing but chocolate today. So this is very important to me. Fruit is good. Apples are good. And it makes for a stark comfort. Which one of your mark? Go for the market target. I could just sacrifice Parsi is saying so. Yeah, I mean, you do the strategy you have to do, Moises. I am very picky about how I do my strategies, because if I say I'm gonna do a solo and I have to bring another character to do anything, I no longer consider it a solo. When I reach that end screen, when I click the details to who dealt the more damage, there better be just the guy that I select there. I am like that, but at the end of the day, there is really no benefit or no nothing special for, except for like achievements for doing solo runs. So you're mostly doing it for fun. If you're having fun, excellent. If you're not, well, fuck it. It all depends on you. It all falls down to you. I, when I do it solo, must see only the character at the end. I did solo with Ryoshu, but she needed human sacrifices to reach peak potential, so we had to have them there, which it still irks me, if I'm being honest. GG, goodbye. Oh, that's it? Charm, Wonder, and Doubt just give me one boss. I thought I was gonna get an apprentice here. Oh well. About these packs, the fact that you fight several mannequins in a row on an unfocused encounter. Hold on. So, Carnal Butterfly, I think, gives us. Yeah, no. It's not a gift that gives you extra skill slots. What a shame. Alright, let's take Pen of Nostalgia and Sticky Muck. We have some gluttony skills, but that's base power. Fuck you. I'm not taking extra base power. No way, no how. Oh, he's saying didn't do shit. All his clashes were hopeless against Bong Bongs, and he had higher health, so he really served as a sacrifice. Do understand that Wei Yiseng has a very strong block, and he's able to remove negative effects from himself. I think he's one of the few units that can do that. Right, we're going for the next pack from Canto 9. Let's find it here. Charm, Wonder, and Doubt. This is the one I just did. Where's the rest of it? It's textbook, Charm, Wonder, and Doubt. Ah, we're gonna have to go into superposition mode to get it, huh? I see, I see. Miracle Blade. If I have to go there, I'll just go fight Jesus real quick, or see what we got here. Dust to Dust, Repressed Wrath, and Nocturnal Sweeping. I'm already using Starlight to find the stuff, and no, god damn it. Pack search. There we go. How much Starlight I have? So 6. Let's go for here. Morbius. Morbius is quick. We have enough units. Sorry. Oh, you get 2 level ups. That's really good. You got, oh, and no one can do it. Fuck. Ishmael on the level up. Very good. That it was 2 coin tosses. Yeah, sure. Don't I already have the vase here? I think I have. Yeah, I already had it. Well, oh well. It is what it is. All right. Overwood's Wet Zone, hell yeah. Dreaming Electric Ship, hell yeah. We're Slash Team. And let's fuse again for tier 4 / gift. So everyone gets a nice little power up. We can get rid of this and this because we don't have Pierce. And we got the Broken Great Sword. Very good. Anything else? I don't think so. We do Inflict Sinking. We do use Charge. We do have Rupture Application now. Some of it, at least. We just don't have enough money for upgrades. But that's gonna change. That's True Haste. I like that. Oh, we got another enhancement. Okay, good. Oh, no. Can it be this one? There we go. Final power +1 after second turn. Always nice. There was someone on Twitter trying to sell that final power only affected the final coin of an attack, and it didn't affect clashing, and that is positively wrong. Do not fall for his lies. If it only affected the final coin of an attack, it would be okay, because, you know, if it only affects the final coin, you as long as he has low sanity, it wouldn't affect him at all. Like, say, if you're running a sinking team, the sinking team would dominate because it only affects, again, the final coin. And since all of his sanity is in the gutter because it's a sinking team, that final power would never come to play. But that's not how it works. Oh my god. What's that smell? Oh. Today was a very hot day here where I live. And the ground is all dry, and dry as it gets. And I think it is a light drizzle outside, and that beautiful smell of ozone. Oh man, oh man. What do you think about new OTS Nurse Father ID? It's good. It has all the funny attacks that I expected it to have. It has friendly fire, as we expected. Oh, sorry. And now we're in a competition. Who gets to kill Ishmael first? Place your bets. Is it going to be Ryoshu, or is it going to be Mafias? Or is it going to be Otius? And there we go. Goddamn bots on Twitch. Honestly, sometimes I think about closing my Twitch channel, just exclusively doing YouTube, because Twitch channel kind of blows. It's there's a few good people there that sometimes shows up, and I'm very happy when they do, but it's usually just bots trying to sell me viewers. I accept. Give me the lust. I love the lust. Oh, how we love the lust in this house. Right. Who's targeted? You are. You are target. You are dead. Someone clear up that flower over there, will you? Yeah, you go there and do that. Or the rest of you go over there and do your thing. I'm surprised that Ryoshu isn't taking like sanity damage every second of this fight, because the presence of all the nurse fathers here. But yeah, Otis Matthias, as if the middle wasn't strong enough, we're gonna get another middle ID. But someone made a joke that I think is very Project Moon in its essence, where they didn't let you see the thin affinity of her attacks, because usually when a character does an attack, the after images they leave behind are colored by with the color of the sin affinity, and we didn't get to see that on the trailer. And someone made a joke that was something like, what if Otis Matthias does not have envy on her kit at all, making her horrible to put in the middle king? It would be funny, to say the least, but something that we could see Project Moon doing. The middle is already overpowered as shit. But then again, this is a post-Canto 9 reality we live in, so we'll see how Canto 10 is gonna temper our power with even more powerful enemies, or the upcoming Intervallo too. Because now we have all these IDs that are so powerful. They have 2 to 3 levels of escalation with, the new numbers, 11, 16, and whatever skill tree does. Empowered skill trees on a timer, incredibly powerful single unopposed attacks against an enemy. I was mistaken about what Painkiller does, but it does give you a whopping 3 protection. Yep, that's what it does. It doesn't recover your stagger. You just get a little bit of healing and 3 protection. That's it. It helps you take less damage from getting hit. Just a little bit. It's very nice. It's the 30% damage reduction, because every stack of protection gives you 10%, but it's not gonna save you. It's gonna help save you, but it's not the end-all be-all here. All right, Furioso time. Let's see the funny coin in action. And we're gonna clash with it, because the more clashes we do, the more damage it's going to do. If these maniacs don't kill it first. It has been Furiosoed. Let me just find something here to be fished. Is that it? Yep. Give me random gift here. Should have gone for the Starlight, but what can you do? All right, Milarka, and we didn't get Bridal. God damn it. I wanted Bridal. Oh, what can you do? Oh, Bleed is good enough. Right, let's try to keep our Starlight here. I need to find the next pack for the achievement, which is Blade and Artwork or Textbook. We actually got all three of them, so we're gonna have to go a few more floors, so let's start with Blade and Artwork. Love Re and Sang's mandatory mass drop when he finished Furioso attack. A lot of the characters that have like a recover after like a mode change when they do something, like Albina Faust, Index Isang, Dawn, and some other characters, they all after they finish and the battle is over, do drop their stuff to the ground, and then the battle ends because it's the battle only ends after combat ends, and these things activate on combat end. And it's very funny to see because I imagine they just have to pick it up all up from the ground once they're done. Welcome back, Acidic Trauma. Now Ryoshu gets hit by three to four attacks. Yeah, blast! When a person who is new to the game, good god, the urge to tell them about how important Yuri is not in the game that much confusing when she gets murked. Don't spoil this for the people. The story is all good, it's really good, so don't spoil. Let them think what they want, and let them face the horrors that are to come. Because if anyone that started playing Limbus and played Library of Ruin and Lobotomy Corporation before would look at Iruri, and the moment even if you didn't play any of the games, if you know stories in general, the moment Yuri says something like, "Oh, can I go back to the buzz with you guys and work for Limbus Company?" You knew she was going to die. She literally has red hair. She is a walking red flag. She was marked for death from her inception. So we already knew what was going to happen. Even if you know stories or know Project Moon, she was going to die. Everyone was ready for that. But people who don't know, like, don't read a lot of stories or don't know Project Moon, well, the first time they play, they're not expecting it. Because, again, Project Moon, rather, Limbus Company lives in the ever tenuous, not tenuous, ever murky waters of being a gacha game. Usually gacha games don't focus on just 12 characters. They usually have a multi-cast of characters that they just pick up along the way and increase their roster as they go. And Yuri was, if you're used to playing gachas or this kind of anime story, she's going to be like a new ally, right? She's going to be part of the team. And then I'm going to be able to roll for this character and use her. But no, that's not how we roll here. Hello, Thomas Mars. Has been a while. Welcome back. I'm sorry, that Acidic Trauma. Was very obvious that she was going to get killed. In any case, most anime stories and most gachas always have like these. We meet someone along the way, we save them or help them, and they become an ally. They either join the company or whatever group that you're part of, and they become a character or just an NPC that you can talk to later. They kind of wanted to join my main group of people, will die later on horribly. Yes, that is usually how it goes, especially Limbus Company. Like, Yuri was a clerk for Lobotomy Corporation, a branch facility. She was not ready for fixer work. And again, she got a lot of stigma for being part of a fallen wing, so there is also that. That is so swag. I love the way he poses for Faust to do her attack. I love it. It isn't just like the idea of like, oh, she's kind of wants to join our main group. It's the whole thing that she was talking like, I can't wait to go back to the buzz and join you guys. Can I join you guys? These are classical examples of red flags in a character. If you're in like a dangerous situation, dangerous mission, and you say, man, I can't wait to get back to my mother. I can't wait to go back home and meet my wife who's pregnant. Oh man, I'm gonna retire and live a good life. The moment a character says this, they're marking themselves to death. I'm sorry, I don't write the rules, that's just how it is. If the character is too hopeful about something good happening after this, whatever they're doing, they are likely going to die because it's a very way to create emotion. The moment the character says something like that, I'm gonna retire, I'm gonna go back to my family, I'm gonna get back to my mother, I'm gonna raise a family, I'm gonna join your company, guys, yeah, woohoo. He creates an investment in the audience, you specifically, that you really want to see this character do this. But when he dies, it creates a shock effect, like, oh, what a shame he died, what a tragedy. And well, it's, you know, it evokes an emotion, it gets a reaction out of you. But if you get exposed to too many of those, you already understand the, you know, the cliche of like, oh, I went 2 weeks away from retirement. Good. Or to carry luggage. I don't want to fight you. Don't give me any gifts I want, so fuck you. Dante's previous experience anybody outside the company? No, Dante has previous experience, he just doesn't remember it. There's a big difference about not having any experience or not having any experience or forgetting that you had. He already understood some things, he remembered a few of them. Now, much like how Ryoshu talks about in Canto 9, there is a stark difference between something that never existed and something that was never there to begin with. If you, let's consider this, if you never went for a roller coaster, never in your life, you never had that memory, that's a fine, that you never had that memory, it never existed in the first place. But what if you went into a roller coaster and then someone removes your memory that you went to the roller coaster? Now, the brain isn't something like a machine that you can just nicely cut off a part and remove it. Sure, you might not be remembering it, but the neural pathway for that memory was formed there. It is still there, even if someone made you forget it. So the difference being that if you never had the memory or you had it and got it deleted, there is a subtle difference there. Welcome, Akuyemde. How are you doing? Dante had experiences before, but he forgot because he got the head transplant. Simple as that. Which part is marked? I don't have the body right now, so it's only the body. Got it. Only the body. Body, one of you. I need to stop thinking Macho Man every time I think about the word body. In any case, that's just life in the city. And that is something we have problems understanding, is that life in the city is cheap, short, painful, and you can die at any moment, but it is still a modern life that you can live with all the modern accoutrements we have, like public transport, sanitized water, soft drinks, paper, bureaucracy, cars, and all of that good stuff. But, you know, sometimes you have it good and you work on like a dead-end job that allows you to survive. Sometimes you have it bad, where you have to risk your life on the daily to get stuff from the ruin and fight people for a living. So the death of Yuri really didn't come as a surprise to me. When I first played it, I'm like, oh, you're gonna die. The moment she said, oh, can I join you guys? No, she's dead. She was dead. Rio on his brink of death, and then Prescript talking about, say the line, I have nothing but a master working himself to death. Yep. Rio was already understanding that he was being guided by the Prescripts to mimic someone else. He just didn't know who. And then when he's at the end of his rope, and the Prescript go and tells him, yeah, read this, dumbass. He just says fuck it. He wanted to defy the prescripts one time or the other. He almost did when his family was being killed. Spoilers. But at one point he loses his patience, say, you know what, fuck this. And then they do the funny spork thing. To be honest, he was probably going to die there, regardless of what he did, regardless of his current situation, because cannot on a bad ending for Roland, spoilers for Library of Ruin. That's where he dies, and if the prescriptor is trying to make him a copy of Roland, that is also where he will die. So I think just because he didn't say the line, the Hermes decided to be a prick and say, instead of giving you a sword or something that can kill you good, here's a spork, dumbass. This is what you get for defying me. Spork yourself now. All right. And more mannequins. Here we go. I'm looking forward to those pork chops I'm gonna cook after this. Yum, yum, yum. Again, chocolate all day is not good for your body, but that's what I had. Strike down and slice. We got Dream. It must be so uncomfortable to fight with those manacles, man. It must hurt your wrist so goddamn much. Because when your hands are bound like this, all the movement is pivoted on your wrists. If you try to slam someone down, it's all on your wrists. That must be hell. Do you think that there was a character we already met or a new character? New character. Mr. Kim Ji-hoon, our glorious director, already said that the people, the Sephira and Sephira, Roland, Angela, and by extension Aang and the rest of the group, their stories are already done. There's nothing more to be told about them. They are over. We might get reference to them, like we got with Roland, we got with Red Mist, we got with Argalia, with Garyon or Bina on Canto 8, but their stories are done. We're not going to see them again, probably, and I'm assuming Dante is someone we don't know. Which leaves us with the problem, is that Dante was once someone, right? Apparently someone very powerful, but he got his memory erased. Because he got his memory erased, he has turned into a new person. Well, how he has turned into a new person? Well, there are many games and many stories that cover this kind of business about, you know, losing your memories and becoming someone else, which raises a lot of ethical and interesting questions about it, but let's focus on the memory aspect. If you got your memory erased and you started a new life, right? Someone went, put a little funny little machine in your head, and boom, all your memories are gone. You are a blank slate once again. And you go on with your life, you start living a new life, start learning new skills. It never bothered you to understand who you were before you got your memories erased. However, since the brain, like I explained before, is not something that you can just neatly delete everything and start over again, some memories will remain there. And that's the main difference what I said, something that never existed and something that has once existed there. The neural pathways from your brain that have formed from your years of experience of being someone are still there. Even though you don't remember them, even though you got your memory, you know, Men in Black neuralized out of your brain, they are still there. You still have certain mannerisms that you're going to do, even if you don't remember why you do them. Let's say, where's my pen? I don't know. losing my pen. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine that, for example, whenever I am nervous, and before I got my memory wiped, whenever I'm nervous, I bite my finger, right? I started doing this because I had a scar here on my finger, it doesn't matter. Every time I'm nervous, I do that. I got my memory entirely wiped clean, and then as I'm living my new life with my memory clean, unconsciously, I go back and bite my finger when I'm nervous. This is not something I learned, this is something that is still in my brain, it's still there, I just don't remember it, why I do that. Anyway, so Dante had something before that he lost. But here is the main problem with Dante as an amnesiac. He lost his head. His brain is gone. It might be that the Dante we know is not Dante at all, unless whatever the hell happened when he replaced his head, got his brain inside the clock. Like, it just smudged itself in there. But I'm gonna go with the idea that his brain is smudged up in there in the clock head. It's squished into the clock, and so Dante is still the same Dante, but memories got wiped because of the process. And yeah, Dante was trying to do something. He was trying to engrave an aspect, and this has something to do with the stars. Stars being someone like Damien and the other members of the Blue group, like the guy from Dawn's Canto, I forgot his name, the vampire, and one of the friends of Yiseng Duri Ishmael's Canto that showed up. Pim, I think it was named Tin or Pim or something like that. In any case, Dante still has something of his mind of old Dante, he just doesn't remember it. And it's starting to surface a lot more recently, with him becoming more ruthless in the way he orders the sinners. He's using his power to summon them just out of necessity, yes, but without asking, which is, something that he might have remembered if he wasn't in a hurry, or the fact that he's just saying like things like "kill them all" right now. Let's kill and be killed. All these big moments where Dante says something and when the screen turns black and he makes a cool one-liner. Those are probably, what's it called? I forgot the name for it. This was the tip of my tongue. Remnants of old Dante there. And they are starting to surface, even though Dante is now going through new experiences and learning new things, and he doesn't remember all the stuff he did before. Those memories are still there, just dormant. He doesn't remember them, and they are slowly but surely coming to the surface. And we're going to see more of old Dante in the future, I'm sure of it. All right, we do inflict bleed, so let's upgrade this. Let's try to use some gifts here for further slashing. Let's see, we don't inflict rupture, so we can't use that. Milarca we use. We actually use all these except for this. And this, there we go. There is an excellent video you can watch about that. Well, I recommend you watch about that, which is Seth Tintak Prey review. It's a fun video. I recommend it. But in any case, no, I don't think Dante used to be another one user of the mark, because just because he can. Dante is a mystery, and we're gonna figure out that mystery once we get along down the line. Just fucking chuds of the middle, the index. No, you're not attacking the marked area. I'm gonna watch a video of Dewey versus Brick. I don't know who that is. Never heard of them. In any case, again, and I think now that I think about it, part of the reason why this canto focused so much on memories that are there but just forgotten, with Ryoshu's funny sword, in Dante understanding that a lot more, has something to do with Dante, because she said that Dante's starting to understand this kind of stuff. Dante had memories. He was someone else before. He just forgot them. He just lost his head. But that doesn't mean those memories cease to be. They're still there, but forgotten. much like Ryoshu forgot about Araya, but she slowly, Araya is still exists and slowly piecing it back together. A shittier example that we can do is imagine like this. You have a plate of food, right? You know the food is there. It's delicious. Yum, yummy food. But, and then you have a dirty plate of food. The food was there. You can tell the plate is dirty, but it's not clean. The dirt is still there. It's a shitty analogy, I know, but let's work with that. In one aspect, you have the clean plate, right? There was never nothing in that plate. Nothing at all. It was clean, so you never had that memory to begin with. The other one is a dirty plate. No matter how much you scrub and clean it, it's still some remnant of the food that was there in the first place. And you can kind of recall what it was, because it's not perfectly clean. Of course, the analogy falls apart the moment you say, I'm going to take it to a sink and clean it with, soap and a sponge, but you understand what I mean now. There's a big difference between something that was never there to begin with and something that was once there, but is no longer there. That's what is with your memories. That's what it is with, Ryoshu's sword and Dante's memories. Where's the funny? Oh, now that we can attack the vein fruit, you don't want to attack it. Okay, screw you, Index. All right, we broke both of her arms, and now her debuff is non-existent. We got envying roots on the roots, but we're gonna break that before you can do anything. Rather, we now it can break you before you can do anything. Say goodbye. And roots are broken. Even though Dante can't remember who he is, he can remember people like Catherine, who has erased from every mirror word. So I guess there's upside not really having a brain. I do not think it has anything to do with his head. It maybe has something to do with the golden bow, because he can see the mark, he can remember things. Memory eraser do not work on him, as we have seen with the Ryoshu's funny sword, and at the end of Canto 4 when they try to delete his memories. Memory erasure does not work on Dante. Something about the lines of it is the manager's duty to remember. Heathcliff remembers because Heathcliff impaled himself with a golden bow to talk with Catherine. Don't forget that. They did that. All right, we're fighting Chud and Chudette here. So it's all hinges on the power of the golden bow. Don't forget that. Dante remembers why it's a mystery. We don't know. But Dante has some sort of relationship with the stars of the city, not the risk classification. Demian, he wants to engrave an aspect, whatever that means. We also have the pinkies, who use blades made out of fallen stars. I think, in my opinion, that the stars is some sort of way to ascend beyond being a mere human. Something like this world is not real, and if you become a star, you ascend out of the world and become something else. Just an idea, but we'll see how that escalates. I'm very curious too, but I don't like theorizing too much. I like the ideas. I like having ideas, of course, but I don't theorize too much of like, oh, this is the right way or this is what's going to happen with any degree of certainty, because at the end of the day, they can change the story to fit whatever they want at a drop of a hat. And there has been some rewrites here and there, namely with Dawn. We can't negate that. It's a combat start effect, I think. Furioso! Very flashy, very cool. Still not that great, honestly. It's very powerful when enemies are lower level, sure. It's a good damage, I guess. Oh, we got both of the big attacks in the same turn. Hell yeah! Kill her! Kill her now! Oh, I like how she's literally framed by the artwork at that moment. That was beautiful. Nice 0 damage attack. We kill you now. And she's gone. That was beautiful. It was literally framed. Oh man. Alright. Heathcliff still remembers Catherine because that's the whole plot point. He stabbed himself with a golden ball. He talks with Dante about her to make sure that none of them forget. Alright. Let's go with offense level and offense level. Right, we still need to do 2 more packs, so let's get down to it. We have textbook and then finally the unsevering. So textbook it is. Let's get down and dirty with it. That means we're gonna fight more mannequins. I love fighting mannequins, don't you? Mannequins are so much fun. Man, they really dropped the ball with the enemy design on Canto 9. Maybe everything went to the Nurse Fathers fights, but I really wish we had some more generic enemies to fight on Canto 9. It's either just mannequins or more mannequins. You don't get anything else. You enjoy your mannequin slot. Dead. Lust, green, and blue. Again, one thing I want to apologize for is that mannequin or scientist mannequin covered in pink ribbons. Make your choice. You have such fantastic choices of enemies for these packs. It's mannequin or mannequin with pink ribbons. They're pretty much the same. And you get 2 waves of them. 2 nodes. Oh yeah, you love your mannequins. But I mean, I have to forgive them. The fights for the Nurse Fathers were really fucking cool. And I do forgive the lack of enemies, but I wish I had something more, you know? Dawn has activated. Yeah, only thing I have to apologize. I'm not talking much about how to use these units. It's supposed to be the ID study and all that, but what is there to talk about them without having covered? A lot of these units don't require much fidangling with like controlling what resources you have to use or not, because they generate resources for their passives so quickly or with so little input that they are pretty much self-sufficient, which is a kind of a bit of a flaw in the design here. I would say that much. That Dante is supposed to be the manager here. Our role as players, we are supposed to manage these units, but these units are so powerful and self-sufficient that they do not require our input. It is like trying to be the coach of Mike Tyson and telling him how he should do a boxing match. And Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. So what are you going to say to Mike Tyson? Punch harder? All these units pretty much work automatically as long as you follow some very basic rules, like for the index, follow the star, and the other one, just use your skills and you get the charge you need. That's it. So really, there isn't much to say about them. I'm always trying to go for the bigger resonance that I can, because the resonance is going to help. Increase our damage, increase our offense level, and all that. But again, there isn't much we can say here, much we can strategize. They are sufficiently powerful. They don't require input from a manager for most of the time. Unless we're fighting an incredibly powerful enemy with an incredibly specific gimmick, we are good to go with just by just doing a basic resonance here and just sending them into the battle, which is not that different from hitting win rate. Ryoshu, boink. Very good. Killed all of them. They're all staggered, but still. Nice floor clear. You get more mannequins as a surprise. God damn it. Really is padding for these floors. Again, there is some padding expected for the mirror dungeon because it is our way to grind stuff. And at the end of the day, Limbus Company is a gacha game. If you could get the shards for sharding your units for the mirror dungeon too quickly, although there are people that can clear this in less than half an hour for floor 5, or even further beyond than that, if you could get it too quickly, you will have no reason to try and roll per units. Because, again, there is no such thing as a free game, and there's no such thing as free lunch. Remember that. Anything that you pay for money, anything that you don't pay in a product like this, you are paying with some other currency. If I don't use money to roll for my units, I am not paying money to Project Moon, but I'm paying it with my time. I am playing the game, I'm putting player numbers up there. That is the currency I'm using here. I am paying with my time, I'm not paying with money. If I decided to pay with money, I'm saving my time because I'm just rolling for the IDs, using money, I got the ID, yatta, I don't need to do Mirror Dungeon. But I like the game, I enjoy, I have fun with it, so it is an investment of my money that I'm putting forth that I am quite enjoying. So there is that little tidbit as well. And yeah, the mannequin, but they still, mannequins are fucking padding. I hate them. They're fine enemies, but I fought so many of them already, especially on like XP excavations and on Canto 9 itself, that I'm tired of seeing them already. Powerful. Park is marked. All right, let's go for the marked parts. Very nice. And since you have 5 negative effects, we get to use our attack again. I thought he was about to attack Faust, holy shit. I'm just gonna kill you, brother. We're just gonna kill you, brother. Raise and laugh, the blade. I thought that Hermes Procuration for Yiseng was random. You had to use each weapon type in order to get the Furioso. Just like how Roland does Furioso, you have to use all of his cards, or at least once. I thought since every attack has a random chance of getting a weapon, with each attack having a bias towards certain types of weapons, I really thought that for you to get Hermes Procuration, you had to use all weapon types, but no. It's just hitting with Unbreakables and using the marked skill. I already got your gift, so goodbye. Mannequin time! We love our mannequins in this house, brother. I want to eat pork chops. I'm hungry. Very, very hungry. So hungry. What is going on? Why my computer slowing down? What the hell? Give it a second. Something's going on here on my end. It's not supposed to be lagging like this. All right, done. All right, it's just that they're loading up so many mannequins in my memory. Yum. So many yummy mannequins. Lust, envy, gloom, pride. Yeah, no good resonances here. Ooh, big clash. I'm surprised Ryoshu is hanging on as much as she is, because usually she would be staggered. She is a base ID, but I guess her nurse fathers are doing a good job of keeping her alive. Can even do all core suppression before day 50. Yeah, Shion Hiki, you will probably have to restart at day 1. I will tell you this much. It is possible to do all core suppressions before day 50. It is just very, very difficult. It is just very, very difficult. Consider this a moment to restart from day 1 with all the knowledge you have acquired so far, because you don't lose the ego companion. You know which abnormalities are which and what they do. And when you're extracting, then you get their names. So you know if you got a really annoying one, you can just skip it. And, prepare yourself for both of their suppressions and then day 49. Unfortunately, that's how the game kind of goes. It is possible to do all core suppressions. It's just you have to have a very specific setup and really rush it. It's very difficult, but possible. And Hawkma and Bina are very difficult, especially Bina, so prepare yourself. It's better to have abnormalities that don't throw a fit over nothing when you do them. Yeah, for both of them. I was gonna say especially for Bayern, but no, for both of them. Alright, an automation. We have plenty of greens. We could use greens. I do love to the max adversities. Again, Moises, unless you're doing the achievement to get all the adversities, there is no point to getting the adversities other than getting your starlight back. Which, in my opinion, I'd rather just do another mirror dungeon with different units to get the starlight than to do adversities. It's just better, easier, less time consuming. There's no benefit for doing the adversities other than I want a bigger challenge or I want starlight. Why are you so slow, you saying? You're supposed to be the fast boy of the team. Just because why not? Well, if you're having fun with it. If you're having fun with it, what am I to say? Fyodor. Then you're a prisoner to your own decisions, Moises, if you're doing that. Deleted. Is that the last mannequin left? No, there's 3 more. There we go. Otter hates watermelon but can't stop eating it. All right. And Method Spring is really good. It lowers the enemy offense level. Let's get down to the boss. But before that, upgrades. What we got? Prestige. Oh yeah. Downpour. Now, if he only can get Lupo's Eye. Let's do a keyword for Lupo's Eye, actually. Come on, come on. There's no limit. We got a very good gift for this. Hell yeah. Let's try and fuse for a tier 3 Tremor gift. Since we got Downpour for free, just like that. Wow. Let's see. Fuck this. It's not good. That's not a Tremor. That's with a 90%. God damn it. Alright, where's Turn Hems? Turn Hems. Investing. Wish making. And Scorching Hammer. That's nice. I suppose. Not the best thing ever, but it's nice. I mean, we don't have Tremor, so it requires specifically Tremor Scorch. So no, it's not gonna work for what we want. And we got again 90% chance I didn't get the thing I wanted. Thank you, game. I am so pleased and so happy about this information. Right, let's try and fix that. If I can get Lupo's Eye, this dungeon becomes a joke. Because not only we have true nurse fathers, we are gonna have the defense level down debuff that we won. Defense level, offense level. And fuck it, I'll take Biovenom. We'll get Lupo's Eye on the next one, hopefully, maybe. But hey, that's already debuffing the enemy, and that's good enough for me. Let's go. This is the penultimate attack we have. We're already reaching 2 hours. We're well within time, considering the stage of the mirror dungeon we're in. Because again, the Nurse Fathers make this whole thing really easy because they're very powerful. As they should be. They are the Nurse Fathers. One attack is going out against who? Against Fascia. Fascia can take it. Fascia is strong. All right, let's boogie down with the Ardor Blossom Moth. I just imagine that if Callisto is fighting the moth with his sword, right? As he swings against this creature made entirely of flames, we start getting the smell of barbecue in the area because his sword is made of flesh. His flesh. Please do not use fire against Iseng. He is weak to burn. I still don't get this flip. It's so unnecessary and it flips the entire screen. You two go over there and do your thing. Do your part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part too. God, I need to watch Starship Troopers again. It's such a fun movie. And here we go. You are in a bit of a pinch, aren't you? Well, it's the body, the wings are staggered, and if the wings are staggered, it means the wings are taking extra damage, and they are marked by the prescript. Oh, how glorious! Oh, how wonderful! The prescript has blessed us this day, my brothers and sisters. We are attacking the part that is staggered. But not before the Ardor Blossom Star pops us and fries us to a nice pulp. One more time. Remove its guts. Explosion! All right, let's finish this. Let's see. The wings are no longer staggered, but the body's about to be. Which parts are marked? I'll leave the marked parts for our friends in the index, because they need to follow their funny little rule set. If they don't, they get punished. So let them have this. Let them have this. They're gonna do good. They're gonna do great even. Faustu, do your thing. We still have what's his name, Lucio, to fight still, which is gonna be a shame because we're gonna be powered up. So, right, come forth, Lucio. It's time to fight you. And Faust stripped just for that. Of course, he brings mannequins with him. In a 1v1, my style has the advantage, don't you know that? Don't you know who I am, you fool? Hey, you're fighting a nurse father now, Lucio, I'm sorry. Who's the target? The target is Lucio himself. And you know what that means? It's Furioso time. It's time to become furious. It is time to show him that his fighting style does not indeed have any fucking advantage on a 1v1. He just gets bodied. Oh, got the plague doctor. Ah! Oh no. Oh, yes, I have fun with that. I'm sure you know what that is. And if you don't, well, don't worry about it. No, seriously, don't worry about it. It's gonna be a fun surprise. It's gonna be a fun time. You should definitely kiss him 12 times. I will say something about the index being like you have to use the attack against a certain guy. In a group fight, it actually makes, assuming they have the speed to do so, it actually makes them for a good teammates, because like, okay, who's gonna do that? Oh, these guys are marked. So if they do this particular task, they get an advantage. So let's leave that to them and focus on something else. That part at least is very fun. Who's marked? Ah, it's a staggered guy that is marked. What a shame. Closing time. Lucio, you are one lucky motherfucker, aren't you? First you clash against a Furioso, now you're gonna clash against the closing time. Wow, I'm so sorry. So, there exists a slight possibility that after the stream is done and I'm done eating my dinner, I will do a unscheduled stream of Abiotic Factor, because I'm gonna be playing with my friends and it's fun to play with my friends. Here it comes, it's closing time. Well, Lucio, you tried your best, and your best wasn't enough, buddy. I'm gonna let Honglu just tear you apart. I'm sorry. Honglu is not gonna be gentle. There we go. If you killed Lucio, it ended the fight anyway. Oh well. That is the penultimate pack that we needed, and now we're going for the last bit of this achievement run to finish Ryoshu's wonderful little family trip. The offense levels are fine. Got 2 offense levels, 2 here, we're gonna go with those. We get the hammer anyway. You really wanted that hammer, don't you? All right, pack search. Give me the unsevering, which is the final no one we need. And off we go. It's against Sora. And off with the mannequin slop again. Hell yeah, we love our slop. Yeah, I enjoy this achievement. The achievement's kind of shit. Loadout achievements tend to be not that fun unless it's a really wacky team. But in this case here is just not only have to take specific units from the House of Spiders and base Ryoshu, you have to do specific packs as well. And those packs are not exactly the most fun due to the excess of mannequins. So I'll rate this achievement shit out of slop, mannequin slop. I'm still gonna do it, of course, because I'm an achievement whore, so I'm gonna go for it. I like having a checklist of things in a game and complete it, especially if it's a game I like. But if it's just too annoying, I don't do it. Like I got like 70% done with Payday 2 achievements, and then I saw the new ones and how convoluted they were, and I said, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing this shit. Sorry." Gather your ingredients, Honglu. Like brushstroke, TBA melody, gather ingredients, and the marked skills as usual because we're playing the index here. TBA melody. All right, here we go. Another melody because the music never stops. Your weapons make for song and the enemy calls for music. No, wait, that's the other way around. Your weapons make music and enemy calls for a song. Railway's coming up next week, right? Next Wednesday? Next Thursday, right? I wonder when I should do the Railway. Maybe on the weekend, or you have the time in the afternoon. Right, we have reached 2 hours of stream, and we are there at the end now. Good. That gives us enough time to read and enough time to play with my friends. And again, maybe an unscheduled stream after that. It's not gonna be a very interesting stream if I do it. Not sure. Maybe I won't do it because I just want to enjoy it with my friends. Who knows? I'll see. We'll see to it. And then if I do it, I'm probably not going to be very talkative about the chat. Oh, hello, Carmen. Welcome. It's been a minute. How many modules will the finished Extreme MD run cost? I don't know. I think it doesn't increase the costs. It's just going to cost 18 if you're cashing all your bonuses at the same time, or just the usual, because higher levels of the measure does not cost more modules. I'm fairly sure of that. Because you don't get any extra rewards from it other than Starlight if you decide to opt in for that. Ryoshu to trim the slop of mannequins. I'm doing my in-car song, then it's a bit troubling. Yeah, stable little German boy. I'm actually gonna devote all my time being the MD. I don't have time to waste on this thing. Oh, that's harsh, man. That's hard. You're not wasting your time here. You're having fun. But man, that's harsh. But I understand. Go ahead. Go finish your stream. Go finish it. Go finish your MD. Go have fun. Go beat their asses. I believe in you. All right, closing time. Doing 20,000 damage with this thing is going to be easy if I do a solo run with him. All right, painkiller. His painkiller is really following me around. It's starting to get a little creeped out. Sample degree substance. I don't want to fight. We're already in here. I want to read my book. Gotta read my book. Go on. Do it. Do it. There we go. Give me your stuff. Let's get moving. And big guy. Sure. Shake your hand. All right, more mannequin slop before the store. I didn't equip any eagles. That made have they have a little bit more. Not bad, just a little bit better. Did you find energy for saying the stream waste time? All mountain trials coin power. Ah. Slam. I'm so tired of looking at mannequins, man. Oh my god. Give me a better enemy, come on. Again, these enemies are slop, yeah, they're padding. But we're not doing anything different when we fight bosses because, again, the Nurse Fathers are very powerful and the Mirror Dungeon isn't that hard, honestly. I won't consider anything hard that requires any sort of strategy on the Mirrored Extreme, like when we fought Mafias this weekend. This a few days ago. But the Mirror Dungeon isn't really that hard. It's all grinding fast here. The real hard content comes from the Reflect Trials, and now the upcoming Railway, which I'm very much looking forward to it. I really want to sink my teeth into a good challenge. Haven't tried to redo Ricardo yet. I'll probably try to do that later. Because, again, didn't deserve to win that one. It was by, like, what, 11 bleed that he died? Pop, 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 pop. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare the book for our reading, because the final boss of this dungeon is coming up, and we're not gonna go up to 10th floor. Once we finish this floor, we are gonna get our ending here and read books, and I'm gonna get the book ready. Where is my storage for books here? Rodion, Crime and Punishment, spot at page 118. It's gonna take a little bit to load because it's lags my entire computer when I load this thing. 118, got it. 118. Why haven't I done that before? Okay, whatever. All right. Please get rid of these mannequins already. I want to get to the boss. You mannequins are not interesting. At least the music is kind of nice, but again, I heard it so many times that it lost its appeal. This is a test of my willpower here. All right, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. Here we go. Now, go ahead. Turn that into nice little meat ribbons for us. Yum, yum, yum. Red, blue, and blue. Here we go. Very hard on the start for Iniclair because I can have the revival badge. I need a slot to incorporate structure because faith and erosion pretty much energy dependent, and I had to depend on time pack. Oh, you can always get faith and erosion by searching the pack, but Starlight Investment. But yeah, no, Iniclair is a bit, unstable. But the good thing is, if you're doing a solo with him, you can always bring him equipped with Eagles, and every time he goes over the edge, he nukes the entire battlefield. And if you equip something that can heal him, like Lantern, if you have Lantern, that is, you can, heal every time you corrode. Beautiful. The enemies of face, yeah, it's an Inquisition, yeah. Are these all the mannequins? It is. All right. Final boss of today, and then book reading. Finally, this took a while. Took a while. It took 2 hours, but a little more. But I don't want to do too long streams again. But wrist guards, yay! Already had that. Run into your gift. Thank you. And over here we go. What do we have in our hands? I'll take the reflection. And let's go for tremor. Reverberation, because we have the good gift. So let's upgrade reverberation as well. Make sure our wrist guards are max level 2, which I assume they are. I don't see them anywhere. They are. No, they are not. Make sure we get this on max level as well as Nixie Divergence for more tremor, and this for more poise. Rebite token, my beloved. Let's sell some gifts that we don't use, like this. And this. And this. We don't actually use burn, so this is useless. And get this. We don't use that, so don't bother with it. I'm gonna make a horseshoe that's more poise with this as well. And downpour needs to be upgraded. I forgot to upgrade downpour. That is a mistake I did. Let's sell this because we don't need it anymore. And let's a painkiller. That's kind of shit. We're not planning on getting stagger. And 2 of our characters have stagger recovery. We haven't got Glupo's eye yet, which is a shame, but what can you do? Let's get the Bell of Truth. And that's good enough for me. Let's go. That Sora is... I forgot to heal, but that isn't going to be a problem. All right, Sora. Let's rock. Rattle and roll. Who are you? Do I know you? Do I know? Who's this lost child? No matter what, she's gonna get her thingy off online. Oh well. All right, let's compete. Who can get the most unlock faster? All right, she has 1 grace of the prescripts. All right. We now have enough sloth to avoid her attacking our guy. Let's see. Dominating, dominating, dominating. Dominating, dominating, dominating. I do believe if she attacks the guy with the mark, it becomes unbreakable, right? No? Breakable, 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 breakable. Oh no, 5 karma consequence. Kill. It has Ono's turn. Ah, yes. Here we go. Just target the yellow ones and we're gonna be good. What if the what if Arashki when Ryoshu deleted the both of them, what if they got sent into the mirror that is the only way they can communicate with us? You got your shield. Oh, not for long. Who's the target? It's Dawn, right? Dawn. Well, as long as Dawn doesn't clash against the attack, we're good. The other attacks. There we go. No more attacks for you. No more per script for you, buddy. And if the clash is allowed when a target for ego proxy should counter. Yeah, you can use counter, but you become weaker after doing that. So I just decide to, just hit if you hit the target once, use the market skill against the market target once. She already uses ego because she gains 3 marks of the prescript. 3 graces of the prescript. Sorry. Your nurse father is whooping your ass. All right, she went beast mode now. And our target is Index Iseng. We're not gonna let that happen, are we? No, sir. No, sir. We're getting a nice Pride resonance on top of it. Neat. Thou shall not do the prescript today, sorry. But I can't give credit. No, no Clash Wing for you. Bad. Yeah, the prescript cannot be defied, so says you. But anyway, here's Furioso. Oh. Oh yeah, she recovered her sanity. Now she can actually wing clashes. Oh, it's a shame that you're gonna lose all your sanity again, but you know how it is. Why did it change for... Actually, why the hell did it change for Lucio's team? Oh, come on. Why didn't any of you tell me this? Oh, you all of you are being very mean to me. Limbus was muted all of this time and you haven't told me? Really? Is this how it's going? All right, fine. I am the fool here. I left the game muted because I was reading the book. It wasn't supposed to be muted for the stream, and none of you told me. None of you told me. We've been sitting here for 2 hours with no Limbus sound effects for no reason other than no one told me. I will remember that. I will remember that. Ooh, hopeless. What's going on here? And she is paralyzed. Go away. None of you told me this, and I'm very, very mad at now. Very mad. This is how it is. It wasn't the only time I was going to keep the sound off is when I read the book later today, but I feel like this happened in my very first stream too, when I started this channel, and no one told me. Oh, someone died. Who the fuck just died? How did you die? Oh well, shit. Do I have to restart? Do I have to restart because she's supposed to be alive? I'm gonna restart. I didn't know because the start was muted for copyright purposes. No! I'm not monetized. I don't gain money from this yet. We blinked and we lost Ryoshu because I got so mad. Ah man, this string is unusable now. God damn. Very mad at you. Very mad at me. I'm very mad at a lot of you. I was thinking, hey, wait a minute. Didn't I mute the stream? Didn't I mute Limbus last time because I was reading a book? Did I remember to unmute it and I didn't? So all this time, all these 2 hours, no sound from Limbus. Enough about that. Mistakes happened, and this is not a particularly exciting stream. Hey, the good thing is if you guys play enough or watch enough Limbus Company, you can hallucinate all the sound effects.
실용에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
내 골수에 침입하여 들어오는가 싶소. 그대는 어디까지 거부했을지.
Oh well, I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
Well, in any case, still gonna read the books as soon as I'm done here. Just gotta remember, if something is wrong, if you're not hearing the sound, please do tell me. Same thing with the microphone. Audio issues is the thing that plagues me from the beginning of my career as a streamer here.
미래를 과거와 같이.
허파에 무거운 것이 가득 찰 것만 같은 기분이요.
How much time you are staggered because it didn't complete your things. Interesting.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
Oh, those should protect you from. Oh, she's not staggered. She's just panicking.
앞으로 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다. 일반적인 상황에서 선택하지 않은 방식. 이유가 있었으리라. 유감 없는 싸움을 기대하겠소.
Alright. The prescript this time. The prescript time with the skill equipment is the first slot to limit or eliminate a random target. Got it.
예측할 수 없게.
Again, one thing I want to say. She has a very interesting prescript. Why couldn't we get these prescripts on our index IDs? It would have made for a much more interesting gameplay mechanic other than use the marked skill on the marked enemy, which is literally all the index do. But then again, it doesn't matter making these questions, they're kind of pointless, but still, I would have preferred to have these kind of stuff here. Let's save our Fyodor. It's a prescript this time. Hit the target with this first skill slot. Got it. We're not gonna let you do that. Target is Faust. Dawn, go over here and do your thing. You are going to save that to tree until it is time. Gotta keep that thing with sanity low, low, low. And where are you clashing, Faust? Over here. And who has... Did you gain another skill slot? Both have... Ah, there we go. It's Ryoshu. Ryoshu, go over here. Cover for Faust. Here we go.
감상은 어떤가? 한 사람의 상황을 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
Boing, boing.
이쪽이죠.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
I like the sound effect when he hits with a big weapon, because boom, like the metal reverberating with the damage, the vibrations.
대응 완료.
재행.
Is she going to go beast mode? She has gone beast mode.
시작할게요.
She got all Grace of the Prescripts, but she got 40 karmic consequence. Well, we're not gonna let you do that, are we? And our target is Ryoshu. How Drew? Even outside of the story, you're still targeting Ryoshu, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, and Ryoshu can go over here with South cover for her. I don't think Ryoshu is gonna lose this class, but here we go.
감상은 어떤가요?
You gotta get through that shield.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
Ooh, that was a close clash.
해결사 영웅기에 이런 구절이 있었지. 이쪽이죠.
Oh.
격정의 마음을 모방하겠죠.
Big coin clash.
제한 종료.
Broke through the shield. Now you get hit.
이거 치명상이네요.
He recovers from the stagger. That was planned. That's all according to plan.
저도 그렇게 생각해요.
Target is Faust. Faust is staggered, but we can cover for her. Mostly. She gained another coin. That's good. Another skill slot, I mean. All clashing, always nice. There we go.
감상은 어떤가?
We can do 700 damage before she can kill Faust.
이쪽이죠.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
She's gonna stagger him now.
이쪽이죠.
No. Oh yeah. Most of the new bosses can't stagger with unbreakable coins.
모술. 아.
Second use because of coin.
모술. 아.
나리의 속 깊은 뜻을 우리의 헤아리기엔 쉽지 않나 보네.
All right. Whoop her ass. Finish her off. And one. That's all it takes. Smack over the head.
볼.
All right, with this fumble of a stream of today, I have decided that I'm not going to stream after this. I'm just going to eat my pork chop, wrap my delicious pork chop with a little bit of something else to drink, and I'm going to call it a day because, oh man, it was miserable. Guys should have told me. If you feel something is off, it's because it probably is off. I'm not a professional streamer. I don't have anyone to, back me up to say, hey, I'm your mod or something or whatever. All right, we are only going up to this point here because we got all that we needed. I am fairly sure, unless I missed a pack. We got textbook, blade and artwork, the unsevering, and the other one from the beginning, Charm, Wonder, and Doubt. So that is it. We hit forfeit, we keep exploring the dungeon, and that is a success. As expected, he dealt the most damage because he was the first one slotted. This was just an achievement run, nothing much to talk about here, other than it is time to read our lovely, lovely book. That's right, another chapter of Crime and Punishment. Never mind the screaming, never mind the flesh-tearing sound you just heard from Honglu. That is completely intentional. Now let's just confirm that the achievement actually did went true, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom And then we're gonna read our book.
이곳
And then I'm going to
인간들은
cry for
따위야.
this stream was a waste. Kind of. No, it wasn't a waste. I still had time. I still have my fun. You guys were here. It's always fun to stream for me. I have a lot of fun streaming, even though some the things I do are miserable. Hell yeah, we cleared it. The only thing that is left now to do is complete 4 more floor 10s and clear with these, which is charge and fusion recipe only, and do 20,000 damage, which is should be pretty damn easy. Now, purge this team because it's not interesting. We'll go over to Rodion, put her on big screen, and I am going to go. Let me just set up this properly. Book reading window, unlock book reading. Damn it, that was not the idea here. Do this properly. Sorry, I'm editing something on stream here. It's bad. It's bad. I know, but we gotta do it sometimes. There we go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back for a book reading. Alright, complete. Now, if you are here for gameplay, it's time to go. We are going to do our nerd shit. I'm gonna give you the remainder. So, last time we were reading Crime and Punishment, Raskolnikov has committed his crime, he has committed his murder. He went back home, he was having a very bad time with anxiety and terror for the act he has done. He was called to the police, but not because of the murder. No, because he was called because he was owing money to his landlady. And now he got away scot-free. The crime was perfect. No one knew it was him. No one saw him coming in. No one saw him coming out. And he got the money. He should be on clear street, but his conscience assailed him. Here we go. Chapter 2 of Part 2 of Crime and Punishment. And what if there has been a search already? What if I find it in my room? But here was his room. Nothing and no one in it. No one had peeped in. Even Nastasia had not touched it. But Lord, how could he have left all those things in the hole? He rushed to the corner, slipped his hand under the paper, pulled the things out, and lined his pockets with them. There were 8 articles in all, 2 little boxes with earrings or something of the sort, he hardly looked to see, then 4 small leather cases. There was a chain too, just wrapped in newspaper, and something else in the newspaper that looked like a decoration. He put them all in different pockets of his overcoat, and the remaining pockets of his trousers, trying to conceal them as much as possible. He took the purse too. Then he went out of his room, leaving the door open. He walked quickly and resolutely, and though he felt shattered, he had his senses about him. He was afraid they would pursue him. He was afraid that in another half hour, another quarter of an hour perhaps, instructions would be issued for them to pursue him. And so, at all costs, he must hide every trace before them. He must clear everything up while he still had some strength, some reasoning power left. Where was he to go? That had long been settled. Fling them into the canal, and all traces hidden in the water, and the whole thing would be over. That was what he had decided during the night of his delirium, when several times he had the impulse to get up and go away, to hurry up and get rid of it all. But getting rid of it turned out to be a very difficult task. He wandered along the bank of the Ekaterinsky Canal for half an hour or more and looked several times at the steps running down to the water. but he could not think of carrying out his plan. Either rafts stood at the step's edge and women were washing clothes on them, or boats were moored here, there, and people were swarming everywhere. Moreover, he could be seen and noticed from the banks on all sides. It would look suspicious for someone to go down on purpose, stop and throw something into the water. And what if the boxes were to float instead of sinking? And of course they would. Even as it was, everyone he met seemed to stare and look around, as if they had nothing to do but to watch him. Why is it, or is it my imagination? He thought. At last, the thought struck him that it might be better to go to the Neva. There were not many people there. He would be less well observed, and it would be more convenient in every way. Above all, it was further off. He wondered how he could have been wandering for a good half hour, worried and anxious in this dangerous part of the town, without thinking of it before. And that half hour he had lost over an irrational plan, simply because he had thought of it in delirium. He had become extremely absent and forgetful, and he was aware of it. He must finish it quickly. He walked towards the Neva along V Prospect, but on the way another idea struck him. Why to the Neva? Why would it not be better to go somewhere far off to the islands again and hide the things there in some solitary place, in a wood or under a bush, or mark the spot perhaps? And though he felt incapable of clear judgment, the idea seemed to him a good one. But he was not destined to go there, for coming out of the V Prospect toward the square, he saw on the left passage leading between the two blank walls to a courtyard. On the right-hand side, the blank, unwhitewashed wall of a four-storied house stretched far into the court. On the left, a wooden hoarding ran parallel to it for 20 paces into the courtyard, and then turned sharply to the left. Here was a deserted, fenced-off place where rubbish of various sorts was lying. At the end of the courtyard, the corner of a low, seedy stone shed, apparently part of some workshop, peeped from behind the hoarding. It was probably a carriage builder's or carpenter's shed. The whole place from the entrance was black with coal dust. Here would be the place to throw it, he thought. Not seeing anyone in the yard, he slipped in at once, saw a sink near the gate, such as is often put in yards where there are many workmen or cab drivers, and on the hoarding above had been scribbled in chalk the age-old joke, "Standing here strictly forbidden." This was all for the better, because there would be nothing suspicious about him going in. Here I could throw it all in a heap and get away. Looking round once more, with his hand already in his pocket, he noticed against the outer wall, between the entrance and the sink, a big uncut stone, weighing perhaps 60 pounds. The other side of the wall was a street. He could hear passers-by, always numerous in that part, but he could not be seen from the entrance, unless someone came in from the street, which might well happen, in fact, so he needed to hurry. He bent down over the stone, seized the top of it firmly in both hands, and using all his strength, turned it over. Under the stone was a small hollow in the ground, and he immediately emptied his pocket into it. The purse lay at the top, and yet the hollow was not filled up. Then he seized the stone again, and with one twist turned it back, so that it was in the same position again, though it stood a touch higher. But he scraped the earth around it and pressed it at the edges with his foot. Nothing could be noticed. Then he went out, and turned into the square. Again, an intense, almost unbearable joy overwhelmed him for an instant, as it had in the police office. "Oh, buried my tracks! And who can think of looking under that stone? It has been lying there most like ever since the house was built, and will lie us many years more. And if it were found, who would think of me? It's all over, no clue." And he laughed. Yes, he remembered that he began laughing a thin, nervous, noiseless laugh, and he went on laughing all the time he was crossing the square. But when he reached the K Boulevard, there 2 days before he had come upon that girl, his laughter suddenly ceased. Other ideas crept into his mind. He felt at once that it would be loathsome to pass the seat on which he had sat and ponder after the girl had gone, and that it would be hateful, too, to meet that whiskered policeman to whom he had given the 20 kopecks. Damn him! He walked, looking around him angrily and distractedly. All his ideas now seemed to be circling around some single point, and he felt that there really was such a point, and that now he was left facing that point, and for the first time, in fact, during the last 2 months. The Lost Poet, I am reading Crime and Punishment. Welcome. That is your first time here in the stream? I welcome you. Anyway, curse it all, he thought, suddenly in a fit of uncontrollable fury. If it's begun, then it's begun. Well, hold on, yeah. Then the new life, Lord, how stupid it is! And what lies I told today! How despicably I fawned over on that wretched Ilya Petrovich! But that is all stupidity. What do I care for them all? And the fact that I fawned on them, it's not that at all, it's not that at all! Suddenly he stopped. An utterly unexpected and extremely simple new question perplexed and bitterly confounded him. If all this has really been done deliberately and not idiotically, if I really had a certain and definite object, how is it that I didn't even glance into the purse and don't even know what I had there? That purse for which I have undergone those agonies and have deliberately undertaken this base, filthy, degrading business. And here I wanted to throw it into the water, the purse together with all the things which I had not seen either. How was that? Yes, that was true. That was all true. Yet, he had known it all before, and it was not a new question for him, even when it was decided in the night without hesitation and consideration, as though that was how it must be, as though it could not possibly be otherwise. Yes, he had known it all, and understood it all. Surely it had all been settled even yesterday, at the moment when he was bending over the box and pulling the jewel cases out of it. Yes, that's the way it was. It's because I'm very ill, he decided grimly at last. I've been worrying and irritating myself, and I don't know what I'm doing. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, and all this time I've been worrying myself. I'll get well, and I shan't worry, but what if I don't get well at all? Good God, how sick I am of it all. He walked on without resting. He had a terrible longing for some distraction, but he did not know what to do, what to attempt. A new overwhelming sensation was gaining more and more mastery over him every moment. It was an immeasurable, almost physical repulsion for everything surrounding him. A stubborn, malignant feeling of hatred. All who met him were loathsome to him. He loathed their faces, their movements, their gestures. If anyone had addressed him, he felt that he might have spat at them or bitten them. He stopped suddenly on coming out onto the bank of the Little Neva, near the bridge of Dostoyevsky Island. But he lives here, in that house, he thought. But it's not as if I've not come to Razumikin on my own accord. Here it is, the same thing over again. I wonder though, have I come on purpose, or have I simply got here by chance? Never mind, I said the day before yesterday I would go to see him the day after, so I will. Besides, I really cannot go any further now. He went on up to Razumikin's room on the 5th floor. The latter was at home in his little room, busily writing at the time, and he opened the door himself. It was 4 months since they had seen each other. Razumikin was sitting in a ragged dressing gown with slippers on his bare feet, untidy, unshaven, and unwashed. His face showed surprise. "Is it you?" he cried. He looked his comrade up and down. Then, after a brief pause, he whistled. "As hard up as all that, my friend. You've cut me out," he added, looking at Raskolnikov's rags. "Come and sit down. You look tired." And when he had sunk down on the American leather sofa, which was in an even worse condition than his own, Razumikin saw at once that his visitor was ill. "Hey, you're seriously ill, do you know that?" He began feeling his pulse. Raskolnikov pulled his hand away. "Never mind," he said. "I've come for this. I have no lessons. I wanted, but I don't want less." "My God, you're delirious," Razumikin remarked, watching him carefully. No, I am not." Raskolnikov got up from the sofa, and as he had mounted the stairs to Razumikin, he had not realized that he would be meeting his friend face to face. Now in a flash, he knew that what he was at least of all disposed for that moment was to be face to face with anyone in the world. He almost choked with rage at himself as soon as he crossed Razumikin's threshold. Goodbye, he said abruptly and walked to the door. Stop! You're behaving very strangely." "I don't want to," said the other, again pulling away his hand. "Then why in God's name have you come? Are you mad? Or what? This is almost insulting. I won't let you go like that." "Well then, I came to you because I know no one but you who could help. To begin with, because you're kinder than anyone. Clever. I mean, can judge, and now I see that I want nothing. Do you hear? Nothing at all. No one's services, no one's sympathy. I am by myself, alone. Come on, that's enough. Leave me alone." "Stay a minute, you idiot. You're a total madman. Do what you like for all I care. I have no lessons, do you see? And I don't care about that, but there's the bookseller, Keruvimov, and he is what I replace my lessons with. I wouldn't exchange him for 5 of them. He's doing some kind of publishing and issuing natural science manuals, and what a circulation they have. Even the titles are worth the money. He always told me I was a fool, but my God, there are greater fools than I am. Now he's setting up for being advanced. Not that he has any understanding of anything, but of course, I encourage him. Here are two signatures of the German text, in my opinion, the crudest charlatanism. It discusses the question, is a woman a human being? And of course triumphantly proves that she is. Keruvimov is going to bring out this work as a contribution to the question of women. And translating it, he will expand these two and half signatures into 6. We shall make up a gorgeous title, half a page long, and bring it out of a half a ruble. It will do. He pays me 6 rubles per signature. It works out to 15 rubles for the job, and I've had 6 already in advance. When we had finished this, we are going to begin translation about whales, and then some of the dullest scandals out of the second part of the Confessions we have marked for translation. Somebody has told Kiruvimov that Rousseau was a kind of Radishchev. You can be sure I don't contradict him, damn him. Well, would you like to do the second signature of is woman a human being? If you would, take the German and pen and paper, and all those are provided. And take the 3 rubles, for I have had 6 rubles in advance on the whole thing. 3 rubles come to you for your share, and when you have finished the signature, there will be another 3 rubles for you. And please, don't think I'm doing you a service, quite the contrary. As soon as you came in, I saw how you could help me. To start with, I am bad at spelling, and secondly, I'm sometimes totally lost when I read German, so I make it up as I go along for the most part. The only comfort is that it's bound to be a change for the better. Though, who can tell, maybe it's sometimes for the worst. Will you take it? Raskolnikov took the German sheets in silence, took the 3 rubles, and without a word went out. Razumikin gazed after him in astonishment. When Raskolnikov was in the next street, he turned back, mounted the stairs to Razumikin again, and laying on the table the German article and the 3 rubles, went out again, still without uttering a word. Are you raving or what? Razumikin shouted, roused to fury at last. What farce is this? You drive me crazy too. What did you come to see me for, damn you? I don't want translation, muttered Raskolnikov from the stairs. Then what on earth do you want? Shouted Razumikin from above. Raskolnikov continued descending the staircase in silence. Where are you living? No answer. Well then, go to hell! But Raskolnikov was already stepping out into the street. On the Nikolaevsky bridge, he was roused to full consciousness again by an unpleasant incident. A coachman, after shouting at him for 2 or 3 times, gave him a violent lash on the back with his whip for having almost fallen under his horse's hoofs. The lash so infuriated him that he dashed away to the railing. For some unknown reason, he had been walking right in the middle of the bridge in the traffic. He angrily clenched and ground his teeth. He heard laughter, of course. Serves him right. A pickpocket, I'd say. Pretending to be drunk and getting under the wheels on purpose, and you have to answer for him. It's a regular profession, that's what it is. But while he stood at the railing, still looking angry and bewildered at the retreating carriage and rubbing his back, he suddenly felt someone thrust money into his hand. He looked. It was an elderly woman in a shawl and goatskin shoes, with a girl, probably her daughter, wearing a hat and carrying a green parasol. Take it, my good man, in Christ's name. He took it, and they passed by. It was a 20-kopeck piece. From his dress and appearance, they might as well take him for a beggar, asking for donations in the street. And the gift of the 20 kopecks he doubtless owed to the blow, which made them feel sorry for him. He closed his hand on the 20 kopecks, walked on for 10 paces, and turned facing the Neva, looking towards the palace. The sky was cloudless, and the water was almost bright blue, which is so rare in the Neva. The dome of the cathedral, which is seen at its best from the bridge about 20 paces from the chapel, glittered in the sunlight, and in the pure air every ornament on it could be clearly distinguished. The pain from the lash eased off, and Raskolnikov forgot about it. One uneasy and not quite definite idea now occupied him completely. He stood still and gazed long and intently into the distance. This spot was especially familiar to him. When he was attending the university, he had hundreds of times, generally on his way home, stood still on this spot, gazed at this truly magnificent spectacle, and almost always marveled at a vague and mysterious emotion. It aroused in him. It left him strangely cold. For him, this gorgeous picture was blank and lifeless. He wondered every time at his somber and enigmatic impression, and, mistrusting himself, put off finding an explanation for it. He vividly recalled those old doubts and perplexities, and it seemed to him that it was no mere chance that he recalled them now. It struck him as strange and grotesque that he should have stopped at the same spot as before. as though he actually imagined he could think the same thoughts, be interested in the same theories and pictures that had interested him so short a time ago. He felt it almost amusing, and yet it wrung his heart. Deep down, hidden far away, out of sight, all that seemed to him now, all his old past, his old thoughts, his old problems and theories, his old impressions, and that picture and himself, and all. He felt as though he were flying upwards, and everything were vanishing from his sight. Making an unconscious movement with his hand, he suddenly became aware of the piece of money in his fist. He opened his hand, stared at the coin, and with a sweep, his arm flung it into the water. Then he turned and went home. It seemed to him he had cut himself off from everyone and from everything at that moment. Evening was coming on when he reached home, so he must have been walking for about 6 hours. How and where he came back he did not remember, and dressing and quivering like an overdriven horse, he lay down on the sofa, drew his overcoat over him, and at once sank into oblivion. It was dusk when he was awoken by a fearful scream. God, what a scream! He had never heard such a natural sound, such howling, wailing, grinding, tears, blows, and curses. He could never have imagined such brutality, such frenzy. In terror, he sat up in bed, almost swooning with agony. But the fighting, wailing, and cursing grew louder and louder. And then, to his intense amazement, he caught the voice of his landlady. She was howling and shrieking and wailing rapidly, hurriedly, incoherently, so that he could not make out what she was talking about. She was pleading, no doubt, not to be beaten, as she was being mercilessly beaten on the stairs. The voice of her assailant was so horrible with spite and rage that it was almost a croak, but he too was saying something, and just as quickly and indistinctly, hurrying and sputtering, all at once Raskolnikov trembled. He recognized the voice. It was the voice of Ilya Petrovich. Ilya Petrovich here and beating the landlady. He is kicking her, banging her head against the steps. That's clear. He could tell that from the sounds, from the cries and the thuds. What's happening? What's happening? Has the world turned upside down? He could hear people running in crowds from all the floors and staircases. He heard voices, exclamations, knocking, doors banging. But why? Why? How could it be? He repeated, thinking seriously that he had gone mad. But no, he heard it too distinctly. And then they would come to him next. For no doubt it's all about that, about yesterday, my God! He would have fastened his door with the latch, but he could not lift his hand. Besides, it would be useless. Terror gripped his heart like ice, tortured him, and numbed him. But at last all this uproar, after continuing for about 10 minutes, gradually began to subside. The landlady was moaning and groaning. Ilya Petrovich was still uttering threats and curses, but at last he too seemed to be silent, and now he could not be heard. Can he have gone away? Good Lord! Yes, and now the landlady is going too, still weeping and moaning. And then her door slammed. Now the crowd was going from the stairs to their rooms, exclaiming, disputing, calling to one another, raising their voices to a shout, dropping them to a whisper. There must have been huge numbers of them, almost all the inmates of the block. Good God, how could it be? And why? Why had he come here? Raskolnikov sank worn out on the sofa, but could not close his eyes. He lay for half an hour in such anguish, such intolerably infinite terror as he had never experienced before. Suddenly, a bright light flashed into his room. Nastasia came in with a candle and a plate of soup. Looking at him carefully and making sure that he was not asleep, she set the candle on the table and began to lay out what she had brought. Bread, salt, a plate, a spoon. You've eaten nothing since yesterday, I bet. You've been trudging about all day and you're shaking with fever. Nastasia, what were they beating the landlady for? She looked intently at him. Who beat the landlady? Just now, half an hour ago, Ilya Petrovich, the assistant superintendent, on the stairs. Why was he maltreating her like that? And why was he here? Nastasia scrutinized him, silent and frowning, and her scrutiny lasted a long time. He felt uneasy, even frightened at her searching eyes. Nastasia, why aren't you saying anything? He said timidly, at last, in a weak voice. It's the blood, she answered at last softly, as though speaking to herself. Blood? What blood? He muttered, growing white and turning towards the wall. Nastasia still looked at him without speaking. Nobody has been beating the landlady, she declared, at last in a firm, resolute voice. He gazed at her, hardly able to breathe. I heard it myself. I was not asleep. I was sitting up. He said still more timidly. I listened for a long while. The assistant superintendent came. Everyone ran out to the stairs from all the apartments. No one has been here. That's the blood crying in your ears. When there's no outlet for it, it gets clotted and you start imagining things. Will you eat something? Sorry. He made no answer. Nastasia still stood over him, watching him. Give me something to drink, Nastasia. She went downstairs and returned with a white earthenware jug of water. He remembered only swallowing one sip of the cold water and spilling some of it on his neck. Then he sank into oblivion. And we're stopping here because it's one chapter per day and I have things to do, my friends. Now, our boy is having a hard time. He committed a horrible crime, killing more people than he planned to. And, well, it's not going too well for him. Now, we pop it here. Back to Limbus. And make sure I unmute the game this time because you fools did not tell me the game was muted all of this time. I cannot believe you. I cannot believe you. You did this to me. You all did this to me. I'm joking. I'm joking. In any case, I give up on the then run to the Martin, selling the damn frog, and all of them failed. Sometimes it is like that, Moises. Sometimes it is like that. In any case, your doctor is turning white, John Hickey, because don't worry about it. In any case, with our ID study and Mirror Dungeon done, achievement run, and our book reading complete, that is all for today. If you liked the stream, please recommend it to your friends. If you didn't, recommend it to your enemies. If you really liked it and wish to give the channel some support, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, follow on Twitch, follow on Twitter, and all of that stuff. That's it for today. Thank you all so much for being here. Sweet kisses and goodbye. Mwah.